It is Tuesday. It is 2. We are here. Season 3, episode 30, vibing with the three energies, the power of three alignment. Hope everyone is good. We're here exclusively on YouTube now. I have officially banned Meta, so I am no longer on Instagram and no longer on Facebook. So just so y'all know, if you want to follow me, Sabrina Sahara Shares on TikTok. That's where I'll be, and right here on YouTube, back to natural. 2 with the I. Right. So we're gonna jump right in. I want to first off share and give thanks again because I am still on a high from Red Sahara's performance at Billie Holiday Theater Summerfest. So we actually had an incredible experience on stage with myself and Vita, obviously, sharing our original songs, a full original set, and then we had Greg Barrett on drums and we had David Pilgrim on the bass, and it was such an incredible night. So many people came out, so I'm so grateful for that, and just to, have people there and like give us feedback and kudos and just love for us doing our original songs. So that was everything. Alexa's a little bit loud, give me a minute. Alexa, lower. Got the little meditation music going, but it was quiet before, and then obviously now that I'm starting to talk, she wants to start blaring a little bit louder than she's supposed to. But anyways, it was awesome. We shared highlights so far, again, only on TikTok. So Sabrina Sahara Shares on the TikTok, and you will see our reel there. And I'm gonna just start sharing a little bit more because we recorded the whole set, which was awesome. Got like full vantage point, not too many obstructions. The sound was awesome. So I give a shout out to the sound man, Dean. Incredible. And of course, major shout out to Mr. Hollis King, the curator at Billie Holiday Theater, for the Summerfest, for the opportunity, for asking us to perform live. So not just live, last. So it was kind of like headlining. So it was kind of really cool to just kind of have that respect and that honor. And it was everything. It was everything. So thank you again for everybody that came and supported. So that's that. We've got very powerful, potent energy coming up for us this week. So the 8th and the 9th, we've got Lionsgate Portal Peak, 8-8 Lionsgate. So tap in regards to your manifestations, what it is that you're trying to bring forth, and reminding yourself through it all, whatever it is that you're doing and trying to bring in are things that we may want, there's things that we may need, but we might not always get what we want ultimately. But that doesn't mean to not count your chickens before they hatch. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you do have to live in a vibration that it is done ultimately. The question is, how are you going to feel if it doesn't happen the way that you want it to? Ultimately, that is where you have to kind of think about aligning with faith and tapping into frequency of favor regardless of it all. And this is where, again, the wants and the needs come into play, because I am a firm believer that we don't always get what we want, but we will always get what we need. If we stay in alignment, if we stay in an energy of gratitude and faith and patience, we will always get what we need. God will always provide what it is that we need. So stay in that alignment through it all. Hello, Shirley. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you, Landon, for joining the live. I appreciate you for being here. And we're tapping in to manifesting. Lionsgate is about your will, right? We say whatever will be, will be. I like to say what I will be. And you go in with that alignment. You go in with that blessing, with that favor, with that no room for doubt kind of energy. But even if it doesn't happen the way that you wanted it to, you just got to sit back and be like, you know what? That means there's more. That means that I could not have even fathomed so to be able to ask for what it is that's coming. And when you come into that kind of alignment, miracles. There is room for miracles. Again, more so that you could have ever possibly imagined. As I'm processing, losing Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, which again, it was a whole thing and it's still a battle, but ultimately I made the decision for myself that I'm not gonna wait for their appeal decision. It was wrong and it should not have been done. And whether it was, somebody that targeted me specifically, whether it was just a random thing, whatever it is, for it to be allowed to happen that way, just so, and then you just lose all of your contacts and whatever, and it's very isolating to kind of be able to realize that you can't reach out to people and connect with people that you have conversations with, that you don't remember their handles to be able to touch base and say, hey, follow me here instead, it's a violation ultimately. So it's ironic that there's these wrongful accusations of a violation, and this is what ultimately is done. And a lot of people have suffered from this situation, and all we can do is bitch about it, right? Is to say that we're being accused of a violation while they violate us. They literally violate us by accusing us of a violation when it is unjustly done. So in that presence of mind, I just said to myself, I'm not fighting this in that sense, and to do it for what? To reinstate and then for it to just be able to happen again? Nah, I'm good. It's my content, it's all of that. Anything that I posted, I have anyway, so I didn't lose anything, right? Other than lives, but it's fine, which is why I've transferred to YouTube this whole past year. So at least all of season 3 is on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Okay, like just let's be cool, let's stay cool. All right, cool, thank you. But ultimately, I'm not gonna fight to get back on a platform that was able to just swipe my shit like that. Like, I'm not. I'm good. Absolutely not. So again, stay with me here. Gonna build up the numbers here and the TikTok. So Sabrina Sahara shares on TikTok. I'm just gonna build it and do what I gotta do over there. So, hey Peyton, thank you for joining the live. Thank you. Love my hair. I just put it up. I actually cut 9 inches. My locks were like all the way down, and I cut 9 inches. And ironically, that was the last post that I put up, saying cord cutting, like release to increase, all of this stuff, alignment. And that was the last post that I put up that apparently broke the Instagram to the point where they decided to lock down my account. But I took it as a sign from what it is, that that's not where I'm supposed to be. That's not who's supposed to be benefiting from my content and my beauty and my good vibes. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep it right here. I'm gonna start doing readings again and all of that stuff. And just, again, build the channels here and TikTok. I've got 520 people on TikTok so far. I have to get to 1,000 to be able to go live there. So spread the word, give me some love on TikTok so I can get those numbers so that I can start doing some lives. Because I want to like focus on doing my readings there in terms of, you know, live readings and such, but I could do them here too. So we'll figure it out. A little bit of both, and then here building it as well. I think I only have about like 200 subscribers here, because I was just really focused on building my Instagram and my Facebook, and I had like, you know, in combination about 6,000. So it's a loss. There's no doubt, but nothing's a loss. It's only up from here. It's all good. So we're tapping into basil today. As you know, I'm highlighting all of the herbs that I'm either growing at RTV Community Garden or in my yard space here. So I'm tapping into sweet vibes, sweet basil for today, because when we kind of feel a sense of things not going the way that we want them to, we really have to focus on the sweetness of life and focus on those good things. That there's always going to be ups and downs and all around. It is what it is, but ultimately what it is that you choose to focus on, and this is what I'm saying, I will always count my chickens before they hatch. I don't care what anybody says. Like, people are like, well, if you do that and then you don't get what you want, then you're disappointed. It's a choice to be disappointed. And ultimately, if you're in an energy of surrender and you go in with this energy of like, I leave no room for doubt, but if it doesn't work that way, it's my decision again to then say, it's because there's more in store. Delulu, give it to me, because it is so much better. I would choose Delulu over disappointment any ding dang day, okay? So to me, that's just the stuff that also keeps you in high vibrational alignment, keeps you in gratitude, keeps you in faith, keeps you in patience. And that is what is going to bring you exactly to your life's purpose, your soul's mission, ultimately. And for me to be able to continue to share. And as I go through like hardships and such, I'm automatically brought to these moments, especially Tuesday Tea at 2, when I'm talking about universal laws, when I'm talking about, you know, just as above, so below, and again, faith and gratitude and patience and all of the things. And then life happens and I'm not supposed to practice what I preach. Like, it is, I'm going to be tested more than anything, because this is what it is that I'm trying to share with this Sabrina Sahara shares energy. That's what I share ultimately. So a lot of things are happening right now that is just kind of putting me through the test. And I gotta say, I am so beyond grateful. Not necessarily for the bitter of the sweet, right? Because we're tapping into sweet basil and just focusing on the sweet when the bittersweet hits. But ultimately for you to acknowledge in a moment that it is a choice that we make every second of the day of how we're going to perceive something. And there's always something worse that can happen. Somebody's always going through something harder than we are, or has gone through and has conquered it. So when we are in the moment, when we get to say, again, this is happening for me, instead of this is happening to me, it changes the game. You go from victim position of why me, it's happening to me, to a victor position. It's all for me, no matter what. Tap into your higher self, tap into Ori. Your Ori accepts that which is meant for you and rejects that which is not. So whatever doesn't come through was not for you. Believe it. Believe it. And when you stay in that alignment, no matter how bad, how good you wanted it, there's more. There's more in store. I promise you that. Okay. So I'm going to start sharing more, of the ins and outs and stuff in terms of my story. I'm being mindful because I don't like to put too much personal stuff out in that regard, because it's not about me. My messaging, the platform is not about me. It's about the lessons and the blessings and the downloads and the stuff that can help all of us. But I do recognize that there are certain details that are helpful as well. So, poco poco, he's coming, okay? So, sweet basil, tapping in today. Got it from my yard space. And I give thanks to you all for joining. I give thanks to Baba Ozain, the Orisha of everything that is green and grows. Ashe. Sweet basil is great. So again, tap us into the sweetness of life. Taps into Oshun energy in that regard as well, because of the sweet, because of the honey. Antioxidants, stress reliever, gives us that energy of calm. It's really good to drink basil before bed, that kind of thing. Great for fevers, lowering your fevers, great for conquering viruses. And when we think about viruses across the board, because viruses aren't just in terms of, the free radicals and the things that happen. We think about technology, if we think about energies and certain relationships and toxicities and stuff, combat some of them viruses, right, with some sweet basil. Helps with our liver health. So it's, again, in terms of the detox, very, very powerful for that. And then we're aligning with honey calcite, depending on how you say it, potato. But when we tap into honey calcite, that again taps into the honey, the sweet, Oshun energy, brings in solar plexus power, our will, again, what I will be. And even if it doesn't happen exactly the way you wanted it to, it is always going to be what you need. As long as you stay in alignment, as long as you don't get into the poor me, why me, and turn away from faith and all the favor because you didn't get what you wanted. We don't always get what we want. And sometimes we're asking for things that is actually not in our favor. So if we're truly believing in our protection and in our alignment, in our favor, in our anointing, when things don't work the way we wanted it to, we got to be like, yo, what clearly you know what I don't know, so thank you. And when you can thank God for things not working out the way that you want them to, that opens the road for the ultimate miracles. Trust me when I tell you. So just stay in that alignment and wait for it. Ashe. Sweetness of life, energy, confidence. And confidence is an extra boost, again, when you can go through something and you're just kind of like, but it's okay. I surrender. It is what it is. All right. I know you got more in store for me. Okay. We gonna be all right. Brings in this energy of confidence and helps you get motivated, and you don't stay down and depressed and disappointed and all of these things. It helps with the up. And again, like I always say, everything is rising into place. I don't say everything is falling into place. Just like I don't say how bad do you want it, how good do you want it, right? So everything is rising into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. One of my favorite personal quotes. I share that with you. So let's tap in to, I'm going to take another sip of this. Our card, our universal law for this week. I did forget to mention August 9th, because I was talking about Lionsgate and this powerful 2-day situation that we have going on here. August 8th, 8/8, Lionsgate portal, peak. The day after, we've got our full moon in Aquarius, our sturgeon moon. So when we tap in to Lionsgate, and then we tap into a full moon energy, Aquarius energy about humanity and community and coming together and people over profits and doing right for the great beyond. It's not just about what benefits us. It's about thinking about the collective and the community. Very, very powerful for release to increase energy, especially again coming right off or really in alignment with the frequency of the 8-8 Lionsgate portal. So definitely tap in. That is going to be Friday and Saturday. So 8-8 is on Friday, tapping into goddess energy, Venus energy on Fridays. And then on Saturday, the 9th, we have our peak, 3:55 a.m. for the full moon peak. And if you're in Brooklyn, if you're in New York, and if you want to vibe on that 9th, on that full moon, I am actually going to be facilitating some earthing exercises at the RTV Community Garden. So come and hang with us. We are going to be doing grounding meditations. We're going to be doing some release rituals. We're going to have a community conversation and just come into the alignment with the elements, with nature that nurtures. Bare feet, I always say, bare souls on the soil to ground and grow our souls. So come and vibe and hang and just come into this frequency of release to increase, of bringing in what is meant for you. Because again, we're in this energy of manifesting all of the time. We manifest our moments every second of the day. We're manifesting good, bad, or ugly. So let's not forget that. And this is why our vibration, our frequency, our feelings, our emotions are so important in regards to manifesting. So when you tap into the energy of grounding, there's energy that's sometimes in us. And again, the electricity that is in our body, that is in the soil, that is in the earth, there is an alignment there. So when we put our bare feet on the soil, our bare souls on the soil, ultimately we are coming into alignment, and we can literally ask Earth Mother to remove what no longer serves us so that we can come into the frequency of being in receptive mode for what it is that is meant for us. So grounding is really powerful. Doing it in community is extra powerful, especially doing release rituals, especially having conversations, sharing in a moment what it is that we are trying to discard, and getting that kind of communal support to be able to do that so that we can elevate. So please do join us at RTV Community Garden this Saturday, the 9th, on the Aquarius full moon, Sturgeon full moon, 2 to 5 p.m., 2601 Tilden Avenue. Is going to be absolutely magical. Weather permitting, of course, but okay, we'll hang. We'll hang. So let's tap in and see what is in store. Now, again, I'm still building my numbers here, so I don't know who's here, if anyone is here, or still here, because I know some of you were here. But if someone is here, please do give me a stop top or stop bottom. Unless a single card flies out, then I do choose that card, and that's spirit choosing for us. If anyone is shy, if they're here and they don't choose, and just put in stop top, type it in stop top or stop bottom, and I would just stop shuffling, and then either take the top if that's what you chose, or take the bottom if that's what you chose. So let's try that. And if no one says anything, then I will assume no one's here or shy, and then I will see how I choose the card for us, because it is 219 and we got to do our 222 declarations. And then I'm also trying to kind of wrap up the lives, within the half hour or a little bit less than that, just so that I can be mindful of not just my time, but everybody else's time, especially for those that tap in and watch later on in the future, as I like to say, and that watch in the future, since they're not here in the present. Hey, Larry Lamar. How you doing? Thank you for joining the live. You gonna choose a card for me? Say stop top. Ooh, never mind. Sorry, Larry Lamar. We got a card. I was gonna tell you say stop top or stop bottom, but then Spirit chose for us. And Spirit chose the law of giving and receiving. Number 34, tapping into the energy of 7, the number of perfection. Give away a material belonging you love to someone. Give away a material belonging you love to someone. Giving and receiving. No matter what happens, and I'm always harping on this, and we talk about this all the time in terms of what it is that we want. Ultimately, whatever you want, give. Whether it's time, if it's money you got, if it whatever it is, and it's not always about an equal per se. It's not like, obviously, I'm gonna tell you if you want $100, give $100, because then you can just keep your $100, right? But whatever it may be that you can do, give what you can, and expect it in return. Assume it is going to come, because you're in this energy of pay it forward. You're in an energy of initiating the pay it forward, because when you just give without having to have gotten, that's something that you are now continuing, because somebody else is now in the position of they received and now they're going to feel this energy of pay it forward. All of us are waiting to get something. We want to get, we get that money, get that, this, get that, get. There's so much limitation to what it is that we gonna get if we don't give. That's just real. And people get, there's no question about it. But imagine the more in store when you choose to give. When you're in an energy where you say, you know what, it's more important for me to share what it is that I have. And this is why, again, when I think about the platforms and what was taken and all of these things, like, I'm like, whatever. The fact of the matter is that I'm still here and I'm still Sabrina Sahara Shares regardless, because this is what I'm here to do, is literally to share, to give. And I know I'm gonna get it back. And even when you give to someone and you don't necessarily get it back from that person, it's okay. Spirit sees all. Your Ori knows you are going to get it back. And it's not even about giving to get back, right? That's the whole point, is give for giving's sake. But it is the law of the universe. It is the law of the universe. So 222, balance and harmony surrounds me. Balance and harmony surrounds me. Balance and harmony surrounds me. Ashe. I give away a material belonging to someone I love. Or I will, if it hasn't been done yet, I will give away a material belonging to someone I love. I will give away a material belonging to someone I love. Whatever it is that you can think about, that you got, that you feel is of some value, or at the end of the day, even if it's not of value to you, it's about if it's going to be of value to somebody else. At the garden, one of our events was a clothing giveaway. Had a whole boutique inside the garden. It was incredible. And people were passing by and they thought, like, because of how I displayed everything, and like did merchandising in retail stores. So I had racks and the whole thing folded up on tables, things like rack outside, racks in the, like, it looked like I called it a garden boutique. It was super cute. People were coming by and they were like, really? You could just take? And I was like, grab bags. I had bags in the front. So as people walked in, I let them know, grab a bag and fill it up. And they're like, seriously? Like, they were literally, everybody walking in was like, are you really just like that? And I'm like, yeah, and take for anybody else. If there's anyone else that maybe something you don't like, but you're like, oh my God, my sister would love this shirt. Take it for your sister. And they're like, are you serious? And it was so incredible to see just the reaction, because of how, I guess, not normal it is for people to just receive. And these are the kinds of things that when you have the potential, the capacity, the platform, the opportunity to just give, do that. Just do that. They walked in, they received, they got all of those things, and they were able to leave. And I don't need to get anything from them. I don't have to even see them again. I did what I was supposed to do. So anything that you can think of that you can do for whoever might need that thing more than you, give it away. Give it away. We're tapping into a full moon energy that we're about to experience on Saturday, right? And we're going to be grounding in the garden. Hope you join us. Full moon energy here. We're talking about rising into place. Look at all of these. Are they butterflies or are they butterflies? Flying up into the moon. We're tapping into this energy of climbing the mountain, reaching the peak, getting to the top. That is often arduous. It is often not easy to decide that there's a lot of step backs, a lot of delays, and all of these things. But ultimately, the only way you don't get to the top is if you stop. That's real. The only way you don't get to the top is if you stop. Don't stop. Keep trekking up that mountain. Keep going, keep getting. Imagine the energy, the vantage point of that peak. What is it that you're going to see? The air being so much clearer. That's worth it. They say no pain, no gain, right? And I don't think that you have to go through pain to gain, but there are always rewards at the end of hard work. And when you choose to climb up a mountain and you get to the top of that mountain peak, there is no way that you're not going to be like, yo, this is everything. So worth it. And I understand and understand why it was not supposed to be easy. Some things are supposed to be easy, and some things, again, we're in the three-dimensional duality. It is what it is. It's not always going to be easy. And our faith is going to be tested, and it's only tested through the challenge and through the strife and through the tribulations and the trials, ultimately, because otherwise then everything would just be easy. And we would also take a lot for granted if things were just easy all the time. Be less things to learn as well, you know what I mean? When things just kind of fall into your lap. So it's all connected, and the giving and the receiving of it all is all connected as well. So the more you give, the more that you're going to receive, and the more you feel really good about the giving, and then that's a receiving already. You don't have to get anything back tangibly to have that feeling of reward after giving, especially if it's really just about wanting to do for somebody, because you can. You can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. So that's the vibes. That's the vibes. Give, receive. Don't give to receive, but understand that when you give, you will receive. And it is kind of a law. Yay. Yay us. It's a law. That's fantastic. So it is time for our angel number. So somebody, please give me the time. Whoever's here, what time is it? I like when y'all choose the time. Let me know, let me know, let me know. What time is it? Somebody let me know. I did see it, but I like when y'all choose it. Should I just choose it? The time that I saw was 2:26. Should we go with 2:26? Let's go with 2:26. The heart. You embody love. To attract love, you must emulate love. Loving yourself is how you create relationships with others that replicate the same love. Lie in meditation today with your hands over your heart chakra and repeat this mantra. I am love. You sure are. We sure are. So tap into love. Giving and receiving is all about love. Giving without even having the expectation for receiving is love. And again, it's about that alignment, replicating that same love. It's about the energy that we are emitting and putting out there must come back to us. How we feel on the inside must reflect in the form and experience of life. So embody love, embody the energy of giving, faith and gratitude and patience, no matter what comes, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because we are supposed to experience it all. It is the energy of being forged in fire. What happens with a piece of coal when it becomes the diamond? It's the liquefying of a caterpillar to become a butterfly. It is the combustion of the phoenix. This is the stuff. It is the no mud, no lotus, right? So just give, just receive, surrender, be in alignment. And as always, the faith, the gratitude, the patience. No matter what happens, those three for me always bring me back to center. Because I can be like, but what? Then you don't have faith. But what about now? Well, then you don't have patience. Well, then you're not grateful. Look at everything else that has already. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. So faith, gratitude, patience. Okay. That's it for this Tuesday Tia 2. I hope to see you next week. And again, follow me on TikTok for all of the ins and outs and things and such that I post on the regular. I've been doing a sleepy time selfie. So when I don't fall asleep, I'll take a selfie in my bed, put the time that it is, and then the TikTok challenge where you take a picture and then whatever the sound or song or message that comes in, you just automatically post it to that. I've been doing that, kind of nightly. And it's fun because then you kind of like see what spirit chooses for you. You know what I mean? Like what the algorithm chooses for you. And it's always super empowering and like right on point. So I've been doing that. So that's fun. So check that out. My sleepy time selfies. Okay. Check that out on TikTok, Sabrina Sahara Shares, and whatever else that I post. So I will see you next week right here. Same Tuesday time, same Tuesday place. And in the meantime and in between time, lest we forget, time to get back to natural.